What is going on, people? Welcome to McLaren Fan TV. Oh my goodness, there's a lot to discuss. Okay, there is a lot to discuss. The Austrian Grand Prix weekend had its ups and it had its downs. I'm here with my co-host Mahad from the Pit Stop Fracker. Mahad, mate, how are you feeling, bro?
I don't know what to say, guys. Our podium streak's still alive. That's a positive.
That's a positive.
That's a positive. Very interesting weekend. A lot of contrast of emotion. What about you?
Yeah, that's exact bang on. Contrast of emotions for sure. I think I'm over it now. But yeah, it's taken me a while, man. It's taken me a couple of days to recover from that because I was not well on Sunday and I was not well on Monday. I can tell you that for damn sure. I think I've only just got over it over the course of today. Because right now, I don't know, man. I genuinely don't know. Let us know in the chat, people. How are you feeling over this race weekend? In case you lived under a rock, I mean, bro, I forgot we had a sprint race.
I forgot. I watched it after. I said, what? No, I forgot. I forgot that it was sprint weekend, so I missed sprint quali. I didn't know it existed.
I mean, to be fair, it was like before 5 o'clock. Some of us are working in the UK. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was like, wait a second. What's happening here? It's in the middle of the day. Who's watching this? I don't get it.
Unfriggin' real, man. Yeah, so obviously, was it 2-3 Norris Oscar in the sprint shootout?
Yeah.
And then 2-3 Oscar Norris. Have I got that the right way around?
Yes, Oscar second, Norris third.
Oscar second, Norris third. And then the quali, Norris P2, Oscar. I mean, I think they've done him
P3.
dirty.
P3.
They done him dirty. They done him
nasty
dirty.
stuff.
And then
do you know how? Think about it. Yeah. Do you know how much that impacts the race?
Clearly, look at it. Oscar should have won this race.
That's how devastating that decision is on track limits. It's a disgrace,
bro. Okay, given everything that's happened, Oscar should be the race winner of this Grand Prix this weekend. He should be the race winner this weekend. Literally.
This is why it's good to have a good driver pairing, because he did what he needed to do to pick up the pieces if anything happened, and he would have helped out with strategy anyway.
Absolutely, no doubt about that.
So,
but anyway, so we got done in the quali, and then the race itself. I mean, how did you watch it live? Was everything live and direct for you?
For me, I was live and direct. I was in a public place.
Oh, right, okay.
Watching it in a public place, which is even more because you have to kind of put a lid on your emotions, because I'm not shouting in the streets. Because when I watched the sprint race, I was at home. It was in the morning.
Yeah.
But I was in a public place for the actual race itself, so that was a bit techie. But should we start with the sprint race, because this is where it all started?
Yeah, we can start with the sprint race. I wanted to just say hello to the few people that have been.
Let's shout out everybody. Shout out to everybody. I hope you're all emotionally well.
Yeah, exactly that. Andrea, I hope you're doing well. Who you were there in the flesh, supporting us, representing us.
Saw Oscar podium.
Saw an Oscar podium, man. I did see an Oscar live on that podium, guys. That is something, right? Of course, it's something. It's huge seeing Oscar Piastri on that podium. Amazing weekend at the track. With an end, I still have to get over. Yeah, guys, we've got to. This is the place. This is the place to come and heal your wounds, man. Heal your wounds indeed. Adam says, hope you're doing well, Adam Heddle. Says, evening, lads. Bittersweet Sunday. Happy for Oscar for another podium. Could have been more without track limits, but disappointed for Lando. I hope that narrative of Lando being scared of Max changed. You're damn right it friggin' changed. Generous Dave, Verstappen is scum.
Oh, bloody hell. He came straight off the bat out of nowhere, Dave. What's going on?
The thing is, Dave's got trauma with this because he's a Mercedes man, he's a Hamilton man. So
that gave him PTSD, yeah?
He saw 2021. He just saw that before his very eyes, So fair play to him. Fair play to you, Dave. What's going on? Melanie what's going on? Says, I know the result wasn't what we would have hoped for, but also glad this narrative of Lando always being soft can go away. Interessant. There are my lads. Says, same here. What's going on, man? Hope you're good. Hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Woo! Hello, says Z. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Amon, what's up, guys? I'm still angry. We have been robbed of 2 wins in one race. I'm not well. Imagine that, 2 wins in one race.
Who can say that?
Who can say that? No one else can say that, to be fair. TSJ Awesome finished in the top 2 at the last 6 races. However, we need to start getting first rather than second.
That's easier said than done, I'll tell you that.
Interesting stuff there. Who Wants to Groove says, I blame myself as this was the first race of the season I couldn't watch live. You've got a lot to answer for.
Who Wants to Groove curse, you know?
You've got a lot to answer for. John McLaren, perfect name as per usual. Lando did the right thing on Sunday. He needed to lay down the marker to Max that he will not be bullied out and move out of the way. Absolutely. But yeah, a lot of people saying shout out to Shay. Hope you're doing well, man.
Shout out to
ages.
Shay, man.
Hope you're doing good. Totally forgot it. Totally forgot there was even a sprint race on a reel. I totally forgot as well. Hope you're doing good though, man. Hope you're doing well. Seeing anybody else in the chat whilst we go through the other comments. Bonzo Can says the stewards weren't on McLaren's side in Austria. Imagine Dave's a Merc guy, Hamilton guy, not happy that
these men are sick. I told you there's no such thing as a Mercedes fan. There's just Team LH. There's not a Mercedes fan out there. Man.
It's Team LH.
Are you mad that your team won? That's crazy.
Nah, he's Team Hamilton, if anything. I think he's going to be in that Ferrari drip next season. I'm telling you. I think so. Okay, sprint. Okay, it did happen, guys. We did have a sprint weekend. And as we said in sprint quali, shootout. Lando Norris P2, Oscar Piastri P3. From what you remember, what was your thought of Sky with the Friday?
No, with the Saturday morning.
I was
thinking, why is it so bloody early? What's going on?
When it's Saturday morning?
Saturday morning. The sprint race.
The race. Sorry. The sprint race was Piastri second, Norris third.
Yes.
Jeez, even I need to get that.
I know the order messes me up because they changed it.
Dear. Yeah.
So I thought it was a great start. The fact that we could hang within the DRS of Max Verstappen was good for the start. And I think that's kind of, symbolizes that, our car, when it's got full race fuel in it, it's not that quick.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was a sprint race and you have to kind of put less fuel on it kind of made the car a little bit more alive, and we were able to attack Max quite early. And it was good that Lando and Oscar qualified so close to each other. That's what I expect, because it really, really impacts the strategy on how we're going to approach things. And Perez is always nowhere. So if it's just 2 versus 1, that's an advantage for us. But sprint race, I was glad that we got into the DRS and he was attacking early. But for me, I was surprised at the approach of when he did it. I was taken aback that Lando just dive bombed him straight.
Yeah.
No other previous attempts, just said F it. Bang. Okay. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Because listen, we all know Lando. We're accustomed to how he races and stuff like that. And we've seen Lando do dive bombs, of course, but he's quite cautious especially when he's racing up the front. So for him to do that, even Max was like, whoa. Yeah. He didn't expect it.
Yeah.
And he pulled it off beautifully, kept it on track, put the car ahead. And do you know what that is? That symbolizes, that's a marker right there.
Oh, God, yeah.
Because we can talk about how Max races against your Lewis and your Charles and whoever else he's been racing while he's been at the front for the last, since 2016, right? All those guys have got used to it. Daniel Ricciardo, they all got used to how Max races and they've been able to tangle with him. I can't really remember Lando chasing down Max ever.
No.
For an overtake. Really. I've not ever seen it. So this is quite an experience for Max himself. He don't know how to race this guy. He's like, what the hell's going on here? I didn't expect that. He probably didn't expect him to be that type of racer. He thought he might have approached it like how George approaches it, or maybe Charles or so. This is a completely different approach. He just said, F it. I'm going to dive bomb him. Early doors.
Yeah.
Max did not expect it. He was caught on the back foot. Wow. But then this is the naivety comes into play. Yeah, you've got the lead now. Max is behind you. You've got DRS. Yeah, but Max has got a toe, and the toe is strong in Austria. Yeah. you got to close the door, man. I got to be critical of Lando here, and I think everybody here. Look, I think we're honest. McLaren is an honest fan base. If a driver messes up, we'll let them know they messes up. That was a mess up, and him himself said it's amateur hour. That's like karting 101. Just close the door, man. Right? Even though, you know how aggressive Max is, and Max is going to be even more because he was just aggressive with him.
Yeah.
So it should be expected, but. He was just napping, and even then, it cost him the position to Oscar, and he has to hold it, man.
Yeah,
of course, Oscar's going to take the opportunity. I would expect Lando to do the same thing. You got to.
I love
it's a sprint race. It's not really nothing on the line.
I love that Oscar.
He knows himself. He wasn't ringing on the blower saying team orders. He knew already he messed up. Stella's not answering that call.
Yeah.
So, and I think if he makes that stick, and he holds off the position, and somehow, some way, one thing I will say is I think we've got a preconception of how this McLaren performs because we always see the McLaren chasing somebody else, right? I believe this McLaren, when it's in clean air, is rapid.
Clearly, I think so. Definitely.
So, if Lando just managed to hold on for one lap, I think he can pull away. The car is good in clean air. It's very, very, very fast. We saw it in Miami. It's gone. And although he might have had to defend against Verstappen for a couple of laps, if he got out of DRS, he's gone. Same way Max got out of DRS, he was gone.
He was gone, yeah.
Right? So for me, that was an opportunity wasted. That's a sprint win for me. That's a sprint win gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then at the second stage of that, Oscar overtook Lando, which I expect him to do, but his pace was not there.
Why is that?
Which was disappointing to me. I don't know.
Why is the
clearly
pace?
Lando was faster than him? It's like as if. But what I would want Oscar to do is maybe just he's seen Lando be very aggressive with him. Stay within DRS and be aggressive with him. But it just feels like at that moment, Lando put Verstappen put the pedal down, he was off. Right?
Yeah.
And who would have known? Maybe he could have done that to Lando if Lando was in second position.
Yeah.
But it just felt like Lando was quicker in that scenario and Oscar didn't have the pace. But all bangs to right, Lando made a mistake. He has to deal with the consequences of the mistake. But that's amateur hour. That's amateur hour. And people are saying it in the chat now.
Yeah. Adam is agreeing with you there. You know, of course, Lando himself as well. He's his most harshest critic. So, you know, if he knows it, if he's not done well, he'll be the first to point it out. Andrea says, I was quite disappointed with Lando at the sprint, to be honest. I don't know what he thought, but I guess that will never happen again now.
One thing I will say this right now, Lando hasn't had the opportunity to even do that. You see what we're talking about right now is attack the person for the lead. When have we ever seen him do this?
No, we haven't.
He's not had the opportunity. This is a learning curve for all of it. So I want people to ignore the outside voices of, oh yeah, look at that, that's poor racecraft. He bottled it. This is quite literally the learning. These are remember when we said this year's a learning curve and lessons? These are the lessons.
These are the lessons.
If you don't do this now, make these mistakes now. I don't want you doing this when in a bloody title fight.
No, you don't want that.
I'd rather you do this now where Max he basically got the title. That's done.
Yeah.
And that's no fault of Lando or anybody else. We just didn't have the car for the first 4 races. We just didn't have it. So there shouldn't be any expectation that we could be going for a driver's title because Lando was handicapped within the first couple of races, right?
Yeah.
And unless if Verstappen all of a sudden DNS 3 races, then we're in a title fight. But these are the lessons that have to be learned. And also, I think it was premeditated. I think the overtake that Lando did, the type of overtake is premeditated.
Why do you think that?
Because I'm thinking he's perceived everybody else how they've raced Max, and he's thinking, let me fight fire with fire. This is my opportunity. This guy doesn't know how I race, so let me try it. Right? And I think there's a perception, obviously, we've seen it. People are saying, oh yeah, Lando's soft. Lando just lets Max go by. He's not really he's not really doing will to will racing with anybody.
Yeah.
You have this is the opportunity to say, okay, look, this is what I do when I'm up front. We've not seen this.
Yeah. No, exactly. He's never had the car. Do you know what I mean?
Never had the car.
He never had the car to even.
I think the one opportunity where he said he was racing at the front at the start of the race was obviously when he had pole in Sochi, and he dispatched Sainz. He dispatched him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where was Sainz? Yeah.
He dealt with him. But we really haven't seen this. Max has been seasoned at the front for how long?
And
even he was confused about, okay, I don't know how to race Norris because I haven't raced him before. This is brand new, right? And those lessons that Norris learned within that race went on to the next day.
They did indeed. And with the way the race kind of went on the Sunday, nothing happened for a long time. Again, the start of the race, it was that casual, like we were sort of saying, Lando starts versus Max. They're kind of, they're chalk and cheese at the minute. And once again, Lando, at the start of this race on Sunday, Max got off to a good start and then see you later. He was gone. Generous Dave here saying, look, if Lando if Lando keeps that pressure on Max, at some point, Max is going to fumble. And we kind of I saw fear in Max Verstappen on Sunday by the way he defended. Because I think he got nasty. He got the sort of the razor blades out type of thing. Somebody mentioned in commentary, I think it was Anthony Davidson, said, look, he got the sort of the razor blades from his elbows out.
I'll say this, yeah. Lando's a McLaren driver. And obviously, I'm going to have a biased view on this, yeah. But I think this is a good thing. People might say this is crazy. Look at this, whatever. Max is the devil. I grew up in the era of hard racing. I used to watch Michael Schumacher commit atrocities every weekend as a child. I used to see a madness. I saw a clip today, and I remembered it from watching. And I watched it. Magny Cours 2000. Schumacher and Coulthard. Coulthard was a demon that day. Shout out to Coulthard. For those that don't know about that race, watch that race.
Yeah.
Because Coulthard got into a helicopter accident before the race. And survived. He nearly died. Literally 2 days before. Still had the injuries, had broken ribs.
Imagine.
Yeah? And then dunked on Schumacher. And had literally Schumacher tried to do the same move that Verstappen was doing. Coulthard put the middle finger up.
Yeah.
Couple of laps later, dunked on it and drove off into the distance and won the race. Yeah, that's an iconic McLaren race. So, guys, watch that. But I will say this: I feel like I know. Look, people are gonna vilify Max Verstappen, call him the devil and stuff like that. Yeah, but this is hard racing. Yeah, and I will tell you this right now: Lando instigated that.
Yo, God, of course, yeah.
And he started that from the day before.
As you mentioned, yeah.
Yeah. And then he did it again. Yes, Max Verstappen is moving in the braking zone, all that kind of stuff. Because he is rattled.
Yeah.
Because people don't race him like that.
No.
You have to, I think people are not clocking on yet. When Max Verstappen is racing a George, yeah, or he's racing a Charles, and so on and so on, they're not doing what Lando was doing.
No.
So for Verstappen in his mind, he's thinking, what is this? What's going on here? Why is he trying to do what I do to people on me? Because he's never had that before. He's
had to dust off those kind of fighting shoes, isn't it? Because he ain't had that since probably 21.
So and that's why, he's not had that since 21. And then in the beginning of 22, Leclerc wasn't doing that.
No, absolutely not.
Max has been doing this nonsense for a very long time. Yeah. And this is the first time someone's done it on him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is not the scenario of he started the beef. He didn't start the beef. Lando started it.
I agree.
Because he's thinking, how dare this guy dive bomb me? That's what he's thinking in his head. How dare, even though Max is the dive bomb king from way back, he's thinking the audacity of somebody trying to dive bomb me.
Oh, okay, yeah, exactly. No, exactly.
Hence why what happened.
Exactly that. I mean, Amon saying, look, him saying dive bomb is not how you overtake.
He's rattled. That is the words of somebody that's rattled. He's rattled. He couldn't comprehend that another person. Obviously, every other person he races, Lewis wasn't doing that to him.
No,
Charles wasn't doing that to him. Russell wasn't. They were relaxed. They were firm racing. For Charles and Lewis, they got the best. They got the better of him. And one race is over.
He was the aggressor in those scenarios.
But this is not the people are not saying this online, or people aren't saying this, whatever.
Yeah,
Lando was the aggressor, and I like that.
Exactly, I need that
because Lando is experimenting. Lando is thinking, okay, what's this guy gonna do? This guy? Lando's experimenting. Lando's thinking, what's this guy gonna do if I do this?
If I do this, how bad is he? You know what I mean?
That's why he was like, oh, you see him on the radio. Lando was like, oh, you numpty. When he's seeing him moving in the breakers, the guy's cooked.
Yeah.
And his head is on fire because of the pit stop. He's like, I shouldn't even be in this situation.
First of all, yeah, because even Horner was saying the same thing, isn't it? They were looking at what's happening at the pit stop and see what's going on there, because they lost a hell of a lot of time. And then I think Max, did he lock? I think he locked into one of his tires. He locked up.
Oh yeah, when he came out the pit stop, yeah, he was like, he lost even more time.
He lost more time there. So, mate, this is a very interesting angle. I like this angle because nobody's talking about Lando Norris being the aggressor. If anything, it is been.
They're saying Lando's the victim, which at the end of it, he was.
Which he was in the end, but very much like Lando's aggression puts Max under pressure to then start acting silly, under braking, changing direction, under braking. Like Max was sort of like responding to the aggression in a sense of like, all right, let's just see how far, like, you're bad, yeah? Let's see how far you can go then. Let's see how good you are then. Let's see how you won't touch me. You ain't got the nuts to touch me. We're gonna fight. This is the A1. This is the Red Bull ring, mate. We're gonna fight. And I don't think Max was ready for this fight. You know what I'm saying? Even like, and don't get me wrong, like overall, like when Lando's won his race in Miami, it's been down to the fact, even though Max did finish P2, Max wasn't having the greatest of days.
And he had damage. And
exactly.
Like
it went like head
and
to
the McLaren was in clean air.
And McLaren was God in clean air. This is the first one and the first time. This is round friggin' 1. Okay. And don't get me wrong, who wins in the end? Max has got the win so far because he's the one that ended in 5th place. He's the one that didn't have to retire from the race. And it was his fault. He was nasty. 10-second penalty, which meant nothing because what was he, 15 seconds ahead of, who was it? Hulkenberg? I can't remember who was P6. Yeah. But he was ahead of whoever it was. He's won this battle in terms of Austria. Mate, Silverstone is going to be spicy. Let me get through the comments here because a lot of people have been commenting since you've been talking there. You said some interesting stuff though there as well, Mahad. John says the cheek of Max to complain about dive bombs though. I know it's the irony. Who Wants to Groove says that also goes back to why I want our strategy to be less reactionary and dependent on what Lando feels out on track. This is new territory for him. Thoughts? Where are we with that?
To be fair, I thought the strategy was on point.
I thought the strategy
in the
was
race
quite bang on, yeah. The fact that we had new mediums.
But I think this kind of comment is more overall.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are reactionary, they're not front-footed. I think the overall strategy for the race when they come into the race is quite front-footed. But once they're in the race, they're quite reacting to what's going on behind us, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But like you said, I think they were quite reactionary. They boxed every single time Max boxed.
Yeah.
When you know that the McLaren's good in clean air, just let him do an extra lap.
Let him go for a bit. Let him go.
Who knows what happens? You know what I'm saying? But and one thing that peed me off is Max Verstappen is getting a slowest pit stop of his life here, and we did a 2-point whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you gave Oscar a 2.1. I need to see a 2.1.
Yeah.
These are the times where the pit crew turned up, and they did turn up for Oscar, but I need to see that consistently over both drivers because Red Bull don't really make mistakes in the pit stop.
No. It was an un-Red Bull like afternoon for sure. Andrea says the Red Bull was faster this weekend, just not in the last stint. All the people who say our car is clearly the fastest everywhere don't know what they are talking about. They are equal at least. Yeah, the Red Bull's still the faster car.
I'm not involved in this faster car conversation because I need people to become more observant about what's happening. We've seen the same pattern over and over again for multiple races. Yeah. McLaren are not good at the start of the race.
Facts.
They're not good at high fuel. The second phase when they launch is just terrible. George nearly overtook Lando. This happens every single time. People are not clocking. And this isn't a Lando thing because Lando had the quickest launches whole of last season. On average, he had the quickest launches.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. Because his launches were bad in 2022. He worked on it. 2023, on average, he had the quickest launches off the line. Yeah. So clearly, this is the McLaren gearbox issue because this is not. We don't get our gearboxes from Mercedes. We make our own gearbox. Yeah. So that's something to work on. Yeah. Secondly, car on high fuel. We'll be. Do you know what's so peak? Yeah. If we qualify behind a Ferrari or Mercedes for a race, we're finished because we can't overtake them at the beginning of the race because the car is not good on high fuel. So if for anybody to say, "Oh yeah, Red Bull's quicker, McLaren's quicker than Red Bull," watch the start, watch the beginning of the first stint of every race. We're not quicker.
If there's one thing I've probably learned this season. There's one thing I don't like watching is the start of a race. It leaves me far too anxious, and it's a case of damage limitation from the jump. It's like, okay, how can we stay in our position? Never mind attacking whoever's in front of us. Can we just stay where we are at the moment in time? And if we can get through turns 1, 2, and 3 like this, sweet, off we go.
And I was like, thank God in the race like that you stayed ahead of Russell. Because if you got behind Russell, it was done.
It was a long night, yeah.
Secondly, that's two things, right? So that's the high fuel. Car is not good on high fuel. The car is not good in the second phase on the launch. No. Thirdly, this car in a straight line, when they set the car up for the race, was not good compared to the Red Bull. The drag is crazy. We've got no straight line speed. If the car was up there and was the fastest car, and I'll tell you this would have happened the other way around. If Max Verstappen was behind Norris, and he was trying to do the overtake, he would have got the move done because the DRS would have allowed him to go side by side going into the corner way earlier. He might have completed the move before even getting to the corner, like how some people do in the race. We wouldn't. It's not possible. It was not possible in that race. If I want people to look at the day, it is not possible for Lando to overtake on the straight, side by side, unless Max Verstappen made a mistake. The DRS wasn't effective. The drag was too high. And I understand why, because they need the car to be good overall, right? And it's in the factory, they're dealing with compromise. They're gonna deal with that soon enough. But in comparison to the Red Bull, we can't chat to them. When it comes to DRS effectiveness or straight line speed. So
until when that car gets light, though.
But then the tables return because every single time in the final stint, that Red Bull sucks. Something happens to that car, and we become rapid. You saw Piastri in the last stint; he was rapid.
Jesus, what we'll talk about Piastri in a minute, but my God, the way he caught Sainz and duppied Sainz as well,
beautiful.
No, he was like 5 seconds behind him. At the start of proceeding,
like that, and we were kind of robbed to see that from Lando.
Yeah, we were robbed.
Because the second he put his final tires on, and they were on low fuel. It's funny to me because what was happening in that? If Lando was, I feel like Lando was experimenting.
You think?
In that race, I feel like he was experimenting. He's thinking, okay, let me see what Max is really about. Let me do this X, Y, Z, Because in reality, Max's tires were going to fall off. This is experience right here. If he was a more experienced racing at the front type of driver, he would have just waited for Max's tires to fall off and get him. He would have waited until maybe there was like 3 laps remaining.
The thing is,
because Max was on used mediums, they didn't plan to use those tires.
No, they clearly not.
We had brand new mediums. You just wait. This guy's gonna do something. It's gonna lock up. Something's gonna happen, right? Just keep putting your nose right there. But this guy was like, "Oh, let me see what's going on here." This is the first time Lando Norris is up behind Max Verstappen in racing scenario. We saw it in Canada, but Canada, man just walked past him and put 7 seconds on his head. So that's not reality. That's not really reality. That was the conditions, you know what I'm saying? This, however, is the first time.
Wouldn't you argue for Norris, though? Because in terms of the patience, I mean, this had been going on 10 laps. Like, we'd been going on for, like, it seemed like forever. Like, the last, I don't know, the race seemed boring from a TV perspective up until lap maybe 40. And then it was like a case of, maybe this race is coming back to McLaren. And it seems like language I've heard so often.
Happened in Spain.
You know, where the race comes back to us and, the Red Bull are making their mistakes too. So, they kind of went hand in hand.
Yeah.
But it felt like, now don't get me wrong, it was lap 65 or whatever it was when the crash was 64.
Yeah.
71 laps in the race. And he's been battling Max for, I want to say, a good 10 laps. I might be wrong.
Then it's a war of contrition, because if you got an experience, like, been racing at the front for years, you just have to show patience in that scenario, because the tires are going to fall off. He's moving in the braking zone. He's already rattled. He's already flat spotted one of the tires when he came out.
Yeah, straight in.
You're 1,000,000%. And if you're someone like Lando Norris, you know how to look after tires. You just wait. You're gonna get him. You might even get him on the front on the start finish line. You might get him there.
Yeah.
And that Dior zone, you have to just wait. But I feel like this is why I feel like he was just testing the limits. He was experimenting. He was seeing what was going on. Let me push these buttons. Let me see what happens.
Because Lando's more clever than we give him credit for.
And look, he learned the lessons from the day before. He's like, in his head, he's thinking, right, I dive bombed him.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, in the media, he said, I learned some lessons. What lessons was that? People must have been thinking it's the lessons of closing the door after. It wasn't that lesson. He learned something about Max. But I want to know what was you thinking at that time? What, obviously, taking away from what I've said about the scenario, what did you think at the time when the pit stops is slow, he's in DRS now, he's chasing him down? What did you think of all the maneuvers?
Yeah, the pit stop thing was like, that's unusual from Red Bull. Like, just in general, like, I feel like they just made wrong decisions like all day. And Max, I think at the beginning, there was a moment in the race where Max maybe might have been laps around the 20s or the 30s, where he was sort of, he's getting annoyed with his engineer. He's getting annoyed with GP because they're telling him something and he's like, no, bro, this is not what I want to do. Like, no, there was something about that on the steering. I think they asked him to do something. He was like, no, screw that. And I thought, okay, I didn't think much of it because obviously Lando wasn't near at the time. When Lando then started getting closer and getting a lot nearer, nothing made sense to me at that time, because it was like, well, where's our pace come from all of a sudden? Is it purely because of the mistakes Red Bull have made, or is this genuine? And then obviously when they were head to head, clearly Lando was clearly the better car of the two at that moment in time. Is it because of the used mediums versus new mediums? You know what I mean? Like, is it because of that? I don't know. But then the defending, when Lando's then getting the track limit violations coming across him, there was a part of me that was like, okay, this is going to get ugly quickly, because it looks like two drivers are going to get penalties one way or another. Because even Max at some point, where the under braking, I thought he was going to get done. I thought he was going to get done for it. Because he did it, what was it, twice, and it's the third time that they get, was it 4 times even, where the last one where they basically touch, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking that at that moment in time, this race is in the bag for us. We've got this, because the pressure that Max is under is unbearable at this moment in time. But I was looking at those laps thinking, oh, is it going to be enough? A bit like with Oscar and George, right? Oscar needed 2 more laps because George would have been. He would have got him. But in terms of because I was sort of like caught in 3 worlds, where on one hand I'm like, wait, how on earth are we here? What's happened? Like, what's happened that we're actually in this race? Okay, that we're actually in this position to win. The defending of Max was very like sketchy, and I thought this could get ugly very quickly. And when it got ugly, I couldn't believe we were the ones worse off in the end. I don't understand how we both got punches and Max.
We spoke about this, Peter. This car's made of paper mache, man.
What Max can do half a lap, basically.
No, man, we've seen this.
Thing, yeah.
How much times has the McLaren just been super damaged, and it's like the time just done compared to other cars, anyway.
No, don't get me wrong, it was that. But then also after the contact, you see where Max tries to still squeeze him out. Because I'm thinking at that point, I just jumped out of my seat and I was just like, "Ref, where are you? Like, do something about this. This can't go on." But I was still impressed. Though. I was still very much like happy to see Max Verstappen under pressure. I think even Z mentioned it here. The radio stuff that was going back and forth, lap to lap, corner to corner. It was like brilliant. We've got him right where we want him. This is what we need to be seeing between now and the end of the season. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think it will happen like this because I still think that Red Bull car is still superior. We've still got quite a bit to go in terms of really, really knocking on that door. But I was very delighted just to see us in our first ever boxing match with Max.
It's good. It's good. This is experience, man. This is experience. How you ever gonna win if you don't race these guys?
You got to race them.
This is how you get the experience.
Yeah. In
these scenarios. And honestly, I think this is when we talk about lessons learned, this is the best lesson so far. Because one thing I think Max is playing a dangerous game at is you're racing someone, if it carries on, if you're racing someone who's got nothing to lose. Lando's got nothing to lose. He's not fighting for a championship. This is completely different to the scenario of you racing Lewis. Lewis has to be cautious because if he DNFs, it's a problem.
Yeah.
The championship's done.
Yeah.
Lando can just say, you know what? If you want to race like that, we'll both DNF together.
Say no more.
Say no more. It doesn't impact me. It impacts your championship. It don't impact mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're literally racing someone that's got nothing to lose. So this is a new territory for Max Verstappen. I wonder how he responds. It'll be interesting. Hopefully the cars stay similar placed. Personally, I don't want it to stay in the similar pace. I'd rather McLaren slap another upgrade on there, and then we'll just slap on pole, and then they can never catch us.
But you know what? I think Silverstone will work for us, though. I just think as a circuit, even if you have the same car, I just feel like the pace and everything else will come to us. I think like everything else will be a lot more our style. It's not a sprint weekend, is it?
It's not a sprint weekend, but I truly believe if we can like lock out front rows, Oscar and Lando will just win races. Absolutely. If the car is good enough and Max cannot catch them, this wouldn't be you're not battling Max. You're faster than Max. You'd be off the road. It's quite similar to 2022. Yeah. Look at races like Australia. Charles just swatted him away and then put 30 seconds on him. He just off. Spain, I'm off.
That was weird, isn't it? That was so weird.
Because if the car is fast, there's nothing Max can do about it.
It's true. It's true. Big up to everybody right now that's watching at this moment in time. Over 30 of you right now. Smash a friggin' like on the video, please. And make sure you spread the word to other McLaren fans out there, man. Yeah, it's just Oscar got P2, mate. Oscar's on the podium. Yeah. Salute, because not only
two podiums.
Dude. So I got a bone to pick with the driver of the day situation.
Why?
Because I can't lie, it definitely was not Lando Norris for me.
Oh, of course, but then you know what I mean?
Can I be clear?
But at the end of the day,
no, can we be clear, bro?
No, at the end of the day, I want to see a McLaren driver drive the day every time, and that just shows the popularity of the team because it's a fan vote. I don't put any stock in this vote.
Hang on a second. We've got some breaking news.
Okay, what's some breaking news?
So let's have a look because apparently McLaren have put something out. I'm going to try and
share the screen. Share the screen.
I'll share the thing. Let's have a look. And McLaren, yeah, because people are not liking it. It seems in the chat. Oh, is it the one that was 7 minutes ago, people? Is it the one that was 7 minutes ago? Let me share this now. This is interesting. Lando, McLaren responding this way. Talk to me if you can see this.
Okay. Thorough analysis from former F1 test driver and expert pundit Anthony Davison on not just Lando and Max's incident, but the ones that have gone before.
Oh, God. It's a 5-minute video, bro. The thing is, I watched this on
man.
Sky. I watched this in real time, so I don't know whether like they're gonna show us something new.
No, I think they're just posting it. This is like 2013 Twitter, man.
I know, innit? Are we back to these days, man? Are we back, guys?
Who admin? What's going on?
Are we back? Is that what we're doing, guys? Huh? Is that what we're doing? Z said, why would they tweet that?
I love it, man.
Oh,
listen, Red Bull always tweeted something spicy. You know what I mean? So it's good that the McLaren admin gets something. But it's all sport. It's just a bit of fun. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of banter. Man. You know what I mean? It's all a little bit of banter. That's a cheeky one. It's a cheeky one.
Naughty. Gone rogue. Did we see Red Bull's post? Oh, hello. Yeah.
I saw Red Bull's post earlier.
As in, was it just like a...
No, you'll see.
Let's have a look at this then. Okay, so...
About Silverstone. It's about Silverstone.
What, the red paint thing? The little paint that they've got? Okay, no. All right, let's fast forward.
I think it was earlier.
How's that? Max putting on a batting masterclass at Silverstone.
No, not that one. The one before that one. Ready for the British GP.
Ready for the British GP. I can't lie. This is kind of funny. This is kind of funny. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I think that's actually quite funny. I wouldn't mind that. I know we don't.
Hey, the boos are gonna be booing.
Oh my days! They thought he was getting booed when Lewis was around. My friend, Lando Norris is the next guy, bro. Yeah, that's the next guy. But yeah.
Go on. Oscar. Let's talk about Oscar.
Oscar, because for me, he was the driver of the day. Because when you think about it, my man was P7, okay, should have been P3, by the way. But P7, and then, and remember the bunch he's behind in that P7. He's
got damage. He got
damaged early doors. Thanks, Charles. Yeah, thanks again, Ferrari.
Even though Charles is, I feel sorry for Charles. His race was ruined. Yeah, man did 4 pit stops. He was cooked. He was over.
He did how many pit stops?
They said, we're projecting points. I was like, don't believe these guys, man. They're true liars. Don't believe them.
It's when they came in for the 4th pit stop, and I think Ted Kravitz said, hang on, he's here, he's in again. And he's putting on hards. And I was crying. I was absolutely crying when he said that. Because I think everyone just realized, oh, hang on a minute. Do you know what I mean? Like, wait just a damn minute. Driver of the day, people arguing Nico Hülkenberg.
Yeah, because what the hell is a Haas doing 5th?
I'm not arguing that at all. Yeah, I can't.
I'll say driver of the weekend Oscar, because
the thing is,
he qualified well, qualified for the sprint well, got P2 in the sprint. That's job done.
No, because I saw McLaren tweet driver of the day Lando Norris, and it was like an hour ago, and this was on Sunday. So I thought, they must be talking about like the sprint or something. Like, it can't be talking about the race day. Can't be. Right?
This is the definition of... Remember, do you remember when Max used to win? Driver of the day for no reason.
Yeah.
This is the new version.
When Lewis and Bottas were cleaning up.
Like Lewis doing a madness. Grand slam, and then, Max driver of the day. Oh, hold on here. What's going on? Lewis slapped it on pole, topped every practice session, won the race, led every lap. Max driver of the day.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. So it's good to, it was bizarre to see, but yes, you see this? Big up to reincarnation. Oscar outscored Lando.
It's been a while.
Oscar Piastri, man.
It's been a while, man.
He's done a good weekend, man.
And guess what? Drivers, where is he in the driver standing right now? How many points?
He's sniffing, dude. He is right on the tail of one Sergio Perez. Sergio, you better pick these points up, boy. You better pick these points up. Let me get the things up. He's sniffing right behind you,
somebody's right behind Oscar, though. That's come out of nowhere.
No. It's not who I think it is.
You'll see it.
For flip's sake. It's just who I was hoping it wasn't.
We've got a new threat.
As soon as you said it, I was like, oh, damn it. Is it who I think it is? So let me share this real quick. But yeah, big up to Oscar Piastri this weekend, man. At the end of the day, I told people last week, after he got punched in the face last week,
he came back.
He came back. Jesus, 1 point between George Russell.
I know, man. It's not good. If I set Oscar Piastri the task, you need to outscore George Russell every weekend. It's a difficult task.
That's a difficult task, man.
Because George is cooking.
You know what I'm saying? He is, man. He is cooking. No word of a lie. He is cooking.
And Mercedes are up there now, so you would expect their driver to be at least their lead driver that's scoring the most points at the moment in time to be in the top 4.
Is Mercedes for real? Yeah,
they look good.
Yeah,
they're not better than us, but they look good.
Yeah, I mean, look, Henry's saying as well. Look, George is doing his thing, man. He's going to overtake Oscar. He's only 1 point behind. I know it's Pete.
Yeah, I think he's going to overtake Oscar, but as long as both of them overtake Perez, I don't care.
You're not fussed.
I'm not fussed. As long as Red Bull get the least amount. I think this is going to be a random shot, and I think Oscar's upturn is giving me more confidence. I think we can go for constructors.
P1.
Even though right now we're P3, which is a good thing for the ART and all that kind of stuff. But I think this is within the realms of possibility.
Oh, let's get this up there. I mean, it's looking, you know what I mean? It's looking pretty decent, lads. It's looking pretty decent at the moment in time. I mean, I feel like we've been P3 forever, though. We need to be surely by now. I can't believe we're not P2 yet. Because what's Ferrari really saying?
Ferrari are not doing. They're not saying that. So we're gonna. It's about, and we built a nice gap to Mercedes. I told you that was needed. We needed to build a nice gap.
Yeah.
Because now they've outscored us in the last 4 races, Mercedes.
Yeah.
So we need to. We're only 20 odd points behind. I can't really read it. And
it's tight. What are we saying? What? How many points are we behind? What for
Ferrari?
Yeah. So 78, 88, 98. We're just under 30 points behind.
I'm telling you now, if Checo consistently starts getting P7s, P8s, yeah, and Max Verstappen's getting battled for the lead, for the win, and he's not winning all of them. If he only wins like 70% of them, there's a chance there. I
mean, bro, just look at the gap between Ferrari and RB. Like 355 to 291 is not good when you look at what this Ferrari has been. You know, they've not had the best of days, right?
And the gap's not that big.
The gap's not that bad.
If the gap was like 150 points, I'll say there's no chance. But I definitely believe this is alive and well.
It's very much alive and well. Z saying Alonso. God,
somebody was telling me Alonso would be winning this McLaren right now, but I'm seeing him crashing into Guan Yu Zhou and having no peripheral vision. So I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
But I'm seeing all the signs of someone that's falling off.
I feel like the age is actually knocking on his door.
And Stroll is there with you. So I can't really say it's like, oh, it's the car. Obviously, the car's bad. It's not as good as before. But Stroll's right there with you.
Look, I'm with Eamon as well here. Look, I believe Oscar can get away from him being George. The car is considerably better. I believe him.
And I definitely need Oscar to kind of, you see the same way Lando has been stringing together podiums.
Yeah.
Like a little streak. I need a little streak from Oscar, man.
I need a streak from Oscar.
Even if it's a 3-4 race thing. Because that's what Russell's doing now. Russell's there. He's on podiums.
Yeah, man. Who wants to groove is with you. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I don't think it's an exaggeration to say beyond a P1 for Oscar, we've blown away my expectations for the year.
100%. And I think as long as we as a community keep perspective, I know you're going to keep perspective about it. I think when you're in the moment and watching the race weekend, you're like, oh, we blew that, or we blew this, we should have got pole, blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying where we're at and where we're supposed to be. I think I saw a video earlier today and Lando was like, oh yeah, my goal is 4 wins. That's accurate. Because that's all we have to do this year is put some wins on the board, put some pole positions, and get ready to race next year properly. So I think like we're on target. Anything's a bonus right now. If we misperform, if we don't perform, we're outside of the points, blah 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 blah. Then we can slate the team. Right now, we're just living on the podium.
Yeah.
And Oscar Piastri, he got robbed with track limits. We got robbed. Do you know how much I hate the FIA? Why are they always onto us about this stuff like this?
Yeah.
For years. They've already gave us the biggest fine in sports history. Leave us alone, man.
Just leave us, man.
Because we lost the win for no reason.
And we were the only ones.
I'll tell you right now, if Oscar was third, he would have put 10 seconds on Russell's head.
On Russell straight. Oscar would be the Formula One race winner.
He would have had a first class seat at the Norris Verstappen battle.
You
And
know,
he would have been like, "Oh, cheers, mate, I won now."
sweet. You know the ones. Thank you very much. And the thing is, he would have had equal races wins as Lando Norris. Imagine that. You know what I mean? Oscar got robbed. I can't lie.
Oscar got robbed because we should be looking at. Remember, our target was a couple of race wins this season. We would have had it already.
Yeah,
we would have had both our drivers win a race.
Imagine.
And we would have had a driver that's the plan right there. This is why you have a good driver lineup. He picks up the pieces. One back guy picks up the pieces of the other guy. If Oscar's in the lead and something like that happens to him, Lando picks up the pieces, vice versa. Exactly. And we were robbed of that.
And to think we were finishing 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, and then still credit to Oscar when it was over for Lando, he was right there. He was right there to pick up at least P2. You know what I'm saying? And really, like, George knows that, look, Oscar is 2 seconds behind me. Like,
if that race was 5 laps longer,
let there be 5 more laps.
Or it's either Oscar overtakes him or Oscar and Russell go out and Sainz wins.
It would be Sainz winning it, wouldn't it? It would definitely be that.
But for real,
yeah,
honestly,
Adam's saying here, like, we got the most points.
Yes,
in the last 5 races,
and we would have been like that continuously if Lando didn't DNF. Lando's a very cautious person. He likes to just let me end this race. Yeah,
absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So that's why I'm so like, about this.
I see.
So with obviously, I know a lot of McLaren fans are aggrieved with Verstappen about what happened and he hasn't learned his lesson in 2021, whatever. I accept Max Verstappen for who he is. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I used to see Schumacher do this, but Senna used to do this. This is just how this is the extreme, yeah. But what I'm surprised about is that Norris has matched him fire with fire. Fire with fire, mate. I didn't expect that. I thought he was just going to drive the way he drives and just accept it. This guy took the initiative and said, "No, I'm going to do it first," which is so shocking to me. But I'm like, I'm low-key proud. I'm like,
And to be fair,
the one thing I'm aggrieved about Verstappen is when both cars were damaged, man tried to put him off the road. That is a disgrace.
What was that?
That is a disgrace. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm hearing Red Bull fans saying, "Oh yeah, but Lando put Max on the grass in Barcelona." These cars are damaged. Are you stupid?
Yeah, you're right.
Are you stupid in the head? You're trying to put someone on the grass when the cars are got punches.
You know?
Do you know nothing about racing or safety? Are you stupid?
Max knew what he was doing, man. Max knew exactly what he was doing.
That's like a race, man. That's a black flag. If you do that in karting, you get black flagged. You are banned. I don't understand why FIA haven't investigated this. Tony Herbert, wake up. What are you not looking at? The guy is trying to put him on the guy put him on the grass. Literally. And they both got punches. Are you stupid?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you Verstappen fans, please give me a valid reason why that's acceptable. That you got a seriously damaged car, that it's okay to put man on the grass. Yeah.
Yeah. It was as Eamon says, it was straight up nasty. Because that's what kind of blew my mind. I was like, okay, you've made contact.
Yeah.
The race is done.
Get to the pits.
Get yourselves in the pits.
Why are you pinning him? Even if it was the case that Lando didn't have damage, why would you ram him off the road?
Yeah.
Well, imagine Lando didn't have damage and he was just trying to get in the inside so he can carry on racing.
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you ram him off the road? Is he tapped in the head? He's tapped. This is mental illness. I want Max fans to know this. This is mental illness. This is not racing. You both got damaged cars.
Yes.
Okay, imagine this. You squeeze him. He goes off the cross. He's already got a damaged car. He loses control of the car. The car goes up in flames. What the hell is this? That's an attempted murder charge. What on earth are you doing?
Yeah.
This is not racing. You're not racing anymore. Both of you out the race.
Both done, man. Both done out here. Both frigging done out here.
So if I'm Lando, I'd be more grieved about that. I'd be like, you're supposed to be my mate and you're trying to kill man. What's going on here? I wouldn't care about the racing incident at the top, whatever. Even though Max got a penalty for it and stuff like that, that's still racing at the end of the day. This bit wasn't racing.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. I know it was. It definitely wasn't racing at all.
So that's why I got mad. I got mad at that. I didn't get mad at the punch or whatever. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. Whatever.
Yeah.
Because I knew they were going hard for each other. Pause. Going at each other, yeah?
Yeah.
But that bit was egregious. I don't know anybody that's got a moral compass that could say that's not egregious. That is egregious to put him on the grass. when you both got damaged car. I don't care if you're both racing normally, and Max put him in the grass. I say, okay, fair play.
Yeah,
you've got damaged cars. Are you okay?
No, facts. He's tapped.
That's tapped behavior.
But that's a guy who has been rattled left, right, and center.
He
can't believe what happened to him this weekend.
I want you all to observe the actions of somebody that's rattled. That is rattled behavior, moving in the braking zone when he hasn't done that in such a long time. The last time he did that, he was rattled, and guess who it was? It was Lewis Hamilton because he was rattled. The last time he was that rattled was Jeddah.
Yeah. The guy was moving mad in 21, man.
I know that pit stop had him in the moon, and then he locked up the brakes. And effed up his tires. He was on the moon, and he's like, I was winning by 7 seconds. I was cooling.
I was gone clear, mate. I was gone.
And now I've got this guy dive bombing me, and I haven't experienced a dive bomb in my whole career. Why is this guy triple times dive bombing me and pushing me off the track?
No, exactly. As Henry says here, look, no matter what now, Max Verstappen knows that Lando, he's a force to be reckoned with.
The one thing that nobody's talking about as well is that's an unsafe release by Red Bull on the first pit stop.
By the way,
why did they not get? I don't understand why they didn't get.
By the way, what was that about? Because obviously it made Lando even change direction. He couldn't get into his pit box.
He had to adjust his steering wheel. He had to adjust his speed. He said it on the thing. That is the only parameters to give somebody a penalty. So I don't.
It was ridiculous.
What is going on over there where they're not giving that as unsafe release? That is textbook unsafe release.
Yeah.
And the commentators tried to brush it off like, it was nothing. What are you talking about, Mundle? That's unsafe release. What are you talking about? It was an unsafe release. And they investigated it. And then they said, no. I said, no way. If you investigate it, it is unsafe release. Yeah. You've seen it. The guy, you could see the telemetry. The guy had to pull off. The guy had to lift. They had to move his steering wheel.
No, absolutely.
Unsafe release. If you make the guy stop his normal entry of entering the pit box, that's unsafe release.
It is.
They got away with murder. Because imagine he had a 5 seconds. And then he had a slow pit stop.
Yeah.
Lando wins. He's nowhere there. He's not there. Another egregious decision. So for me personally, how I felt aggrieved on that race was Max putting him on the grass.
Yeah.
And the unsafe release. That's the joke.
1000%.
The rest is fair and war.
I don't mind the other bit. The contact was a bit. I know what you're saying.
Let me know what you think about it, because obviously I want to know what you think about it.
I don't like the underbraking moving. Reacting to every move because there was one incident, I think it's the first one, where Norris does extremely well to clear Max after Max has moved. And I thought, okay, I like hard racing. Let's have it right, yeah. I'm picking this over all day long, over 30 seconds max or whoever in front. I'm picking this all day long. However, the braking and turning, because the thing is, it was sinister. Max knew what he was doing. It was too sinister for me. I like the fact that they raced hard, but I hate the fact that it was, like Max is he's just blatantly not following the rules here. So for me,
the rules were made for him.
Well,
imagine that, because he kept on doing it.
Yeah.
The fact that he had to bring it out, he said, like, let me bring out old reliable. He didn't use it in 2022.
No.
With Charles. He's like, let me bring out old reliable. I'm under pressure now. That's how you know this is the indication. Why is he doing stuff from back then now?
Yeah, it's true. No,
he didn't do it in 2022. He felt comfortable. Let me race this guy. I've raced Charles since I was a kid. I know how he races. Yeah? He don't know how to race Lando. Not yet, because he hasn't raced it.
Well, this is the thing, though, because look what Lando got. Lando was getting a penalty for the limit.
Right? So he had strikes. I don't know why he was getting strikes. He got strike at turn 1. I was like, what the hell are you doing? I was getting pissed off at that, because I was like, why are you getting strikes in the most random places? But when he got a strike, because he dive bombed him, and then obviously while he was moving, and then he went off track.
Went around the sausage curb.
Yeah. Went around. So that was 5 seconds already. So Red Bull already know he's got 5 seconds. They haven't transmitted that information to Max Verstappen saying he's going to get 5 seconds, because they took too long to give the 5 seconds, right? Thirdly, when it was the second dive bomb, and Lando did it perfect, kept it on track, beautiful. Max Verstappen was off track. This is a carbon copy of 2019 Max Verstappen and Charles. Kept it on track. Max kept the position, didn't get back. I said, what?
He's thinking, hang on a minute.
And then that wasn't even investigated because think about it. If he doesn't give the position back, that's 5 seconds. 5 seconds for track limits, 5 seconds for that. 5 seconds for unsafe release. This, you have to understand, the stewards F the race.
They did.
Both ways. They fucked over Red Bull, they fucked over us because they took too long to do anything. And they made wrong decisions.
It's true. No, it's true. It's such a weird one overall. You know, if we just got like clear, consistent, you know, refereeing, whatever it's called, mate, happy days. Like, so much.
How can you take so long to do track limits when you're seeing it 4K?
It's madness.
Why are you taking so long?
It's madness.
That's the complaint for the Red Bull side. You're like, if you just tell Max he's got 5 seconds, then chill.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then, and the final move where the actual puncher happens and everything like that, I think Lando was smart to go on the outside because he's trying to do a cutback. Yeah? He's trying to go on the outside and then cut, get a tight line, get on the inside lane, then do a little drag race down, get the inside line. Yeah. It would have worked.
Yeah. I had no problem with
Max did it. Max did let me just usher him that way. That's a Rosberg move, you know. He's like, let me just used to do that. It was
a bit Rosberg on.
So I'm not gonna let this guy cut in. Right? But then he judged it.
Who's he?
Max Verstappen. He judged the width from.
Yeah. No,
that's why I got the penalty. That's a howler.
I think he expected Lando to move.
Was he expecting? No, he was expecting Lando to go on the curb, right?
Yeah,
but it doesn't. That's not his intention. Did he think Lando was trying to hang it around the outside? That was not his intention. He was putting it on the outside to cut in.
That's a good point. Yeah, it just looks very cynical and sinister stuff for me. By the way, the behavior of the pattern, because he was rattled because of everything.
In the grand scheme of things, this is a psychological race. They're battling each other and stuff like that. It's a little psychological war, trying to mark your grounds. Bit guerrilla warfare going on.
Yeah.
If I take that away and it was just driver A, driver B, this is meaty driving for both of them. In the sense of this guy's dive bombing, this guy's moving on the brake, and this is not good driving for both of them.
Yeah.
But they're doing something else. There's an ulterior motive to everything that these two are doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if I was to see it, like, I've never seen these drivers before, whatever, I'm like, this is disgraceful driving. What are these two doing?
What are they doing?
Right? Yeah. But because we know these guys, and I kind of understand the ulterior motives behind both of them, and I can understand Max's shock about what the hell is what's going on here, I see it as war and game in it. But obviously, Max overstepped the mark with the whole pushing, and obviously you see what happened with the puncher. Both their races are done. But this is this should be a lesson. I think Horner and Marco should be saying to him, "Yo, don't DNF because of this guy." and if they DNF again, they're gonna get onto Max. They're not gonna get onto behind closed door. They're gonna get onto Max. But like, stop DNFing with a guy that's not in the championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's the most important thing as well. Lando can do all of these things here whilst this is rehearsal for next season. Whereas Max cannot afford to be mucking about, getting DNFs or getting punctures or damaged car penalties, whatever the case may be. Do you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, like, this is what it is. I love the fact that Andrea Stella as well, in his gangster way, like, just explained the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know. He never had a platform in 21. You can tell he wanted to say something to 21, boy. Bloody hell.
The way he's just come fresh off the pit, like the pit crew and that, and then he's I think Ted Kravitz has got a mic straight to him, bro. Like, what did you think of that? And then he just very calmly says, "Listen, when you don't address these things like it's happened in the past, here we go. They're gonna go unpunished at the end of the day." So,
man, look. All of this was intentional by Lando. And obviously, what's the name? Reacted. Max reacted to it.
Yeah.
Lando intentionally put him on the grass in Spain.
Yeah.
Intentionally started dive bombing with him.
Lando.
This is he goaded him. He started it. Max Verstappen just decided I've got to react to this. This guy's goading me.
Lando's got to look at it as I've got Max exactly where I want him.
And then when you know that his head is gone, is when you're trying to put a car that's broken, your car that's broken, and his car that's broken onto the grass. What are you doing? Quite literally, if Lando had to crash into the wall, something like that, they would have banned Verstappen from racing.
No, true.
Because that is insane. Lucky nothing happened. But
Yeah.
Lando goaded him. Lando did some unorthodox, very aggressive moves. Verstappen didn't like it. Here we are.
Overall, for the whole weekend, what's your driver ratings from Friday to Sunday? What are your driver ratings for Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri?
Oscar, solid, man. I'm going to give him 8.5, man. He did really, really, really well. Quality driving the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Lando, I'm going to have to dock him because of that mistake in the sprint race. Because that's just, come on, man.
Oh, absolutely.
You're representing me and the McLaren fan. Please don't embarrass me. Don't embarrass me on the world stage like that, man. Please, my friend.
Don't embarrass me on the world
Don't embarrass
stage.
me on the world stage like that, man. So I'm gonna give Lando an 8, and I'm gonna give Oscar 8.5 just because he left there with 2 podiums.
Yeah, and Oscar did qualify, P3. I should have got another P3, but
for sure, I believe Oscar had a better weekend than Lando. 100%.
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Yep. I'm gonna go with Oscar. Oscar's gonna get an 8.5, and I'll give Lando an 8. 8.5 for Oscar, 8 for Lando. Nader says, I hope you're doing well, Nader. I hope you're well. Lando, 8. Oscar Piastri, 8. Would have given him higher if the race pace was there. I mean, he could have easily dunked later on. Z says 8.5 for Oscar, 7 for Lando. Adam Heddle says 8 for Lando Norris, 9 for Oscar Piastri. TSJ, awesome. Oscar 8, Lando 7. Yeah, so obviously Oscar's been getting the higher, has been getting the higher rating, of course. It makes perfect sense. Sahil, hope you're doing well, says, do you...
Oh, sorry. My bad. Yeah, sorry. Do that again. Sorry.
Hope you're doing well. We bring your comment back. Says, do you think Max will realize and drive fair? Jeez, are you kidding me? Absolutely not.
I think we've awoken a sleeping beast.
We have got beef on our hands, and I'm so glad the next race is Silverstone. That's all I'm delighted about. It better not be like a Monaco or nothing like that. The fact that it's Silverstone,
I can pretty much guarantee these two are going to DNF one day again this season
together. Yeah, I think
1,000,000%.
There's one more in the can for this season, isn't there? There is one more. Paul, we got to Paul Silas, who says Oscar's matured. He used to crash. He used to crash trying to win a position at all costs. Lando's a bit too emotional to win a championship. Interesting.
What's this based on?
Interesting. What are you saying, Paul?
Didn't Oscar crash in that same race? What are you talking about?
Oscar did crash. You know what I mean? He had a bit of damage going on there. Shout out to Steph Flo. Hope you're doing well, my G. Says Lando 8, Oscar 8.5. Jay Starship, what's going on? McLaren admin is fueling the fire. I love it. Listen, it's going to be on. McLaren versus Red Bull, guys. We're here, mate. A year earlier than we expected. Amon says the booing of Verstappen will be next level. I'm telling you, mate. I can't wait, bro.
Man. Come on, man. Bring it back, man. This is like the old days, man.
What about strategy? Out of 10, what are we saying?
Strategy, I think they did a good job. I can't complain.
Decent, isn't it?
They didn't do anything unorthodox.
I'm surprised we had a spare set of new mediums. I can't lie.
Well, we did the right job. Red Bull fumbled when it came to why did they keep the hard tires? What are they doing? The hard tires are not good.
Maybe they were good last year. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
No, I think they realized on race day. Listen, you fumbled on strategy when you got a fresh set of tires. You did not put them on. You put a scrubbed set of mediums. You fumbled. If that was the decision, they knew they couldn't put the hards on. Yeah. And they came into the weekend thinking, "Let me use our hards." They did it from practice 1. They knew that was their intention to go medium hard, and then they put a medium on. That is an admission of failed strategy.
It is. Drea says, to be honest, I'm a little scared of Silverstone now. We need a clean race and lots of points. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Andrea. We are not having a clean race this Sunday. That's coming after the break. This Sunday, however,
no chance, man.
This is like, oh my god, like after WrestleMania, what's the next pay-per-view? Like Backlash or whatever it is. This is like the revenge tour now. This is like, we're gonna have part 2. They might try and calm it. They might sort of keep it calm onto the TV, interviewing and everything else. But as soon as the visor is on, Max is gonna be nasty, guys. And it's just up to us if we're gonna respond to it. And Oscar needs to. Hey, Oscar, we need you. We need you to back the war when it kicks off, bro. Yeah,
I need you to ride out. I need him to start tangoing with Max, man. Come on, man.
You know what I mean? We need you there.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man.
Stop fighting these Ferraris, man. Stop fighting these Ferraris.
Carlos Sainz, listen. Piastri and Sainz have raced each other a lot. They still don't know each other. Even now, they don't know each other. They're crashing to each other. That's why whenever they're next to each other, you know when he did that move, which is the move of the weekend, by the way.
Oh my God!
What a move! What a move by Oscar, yeah. Whenever they're next to each other, I panic.
I hear you though. I don't blame you. Do you know what it is for me? Whenever Oscar is not in the top 3 or 4, I panic. I'm already in panic.
Because something's gonna happen.
Because something's gonna happen to him.
Look, and the thing is, if he started P3, he's not getting damaged. This is what's so stupid. If he started P3, he don't get damaged. Because of that penalty, he started lower. Whenever there's a bit of that argy-bargy go on, guess what? He's gonna get damaged every single time.
Every single time. It's without fail. I swear we've got a record of this. Without fail, this would be the case. Strategy says 9.5 for aim on it. Cooked. It did cook big time. Z says 9 for the strategy. Pit crew 7.
Pit crew. They only did a good stop for Osaka.
Yep.
You were stinking out.
Yeah. What are we giving them?
I'm giving them a 6. They need to sort this out, man. We're still behind. We're still out on average slower than Mercedes at pit stops this season. This is not good, man. This is a fall off, guys. We love you so much. We love the pit crew. All the hard work, but we're world record holders, but we've got to get back up there, man. We're fighting for wins now, man.
Let's let them know what time it is. Drea say, look, don't say that, Peter. My nerves aren't very good. I'll get a heart attack. Will you be at Silverstone?
Drea, me?
No, it's Drea.
Oh, Drea. Oh, no. I wish I was at Silverstone. Bloody hell, man.
Mate, it's gonna.
Saw the ticket earlier, 500 quid. I was like, I'm all right, mate.
Listen, the camera quality is elite right now for Mahad. It's elite right now. Let's have it right. Any chance of a special livery in Silverstone?
Probably.
Do you think there will be? Yeah, with the races so back to back so quick, I'm thinking, right, like, will they have it? Will they have it ready?
I feel like they would have revealed it by now. I think they would either reveal it today or tomorrow.
Maybe so.
Like the little hints.
Yeah, like what Red Bull done today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But to everybody that's probably thinking, Lando, yeah, he got some damage. Oscar got some damage, and I think some of the upgrades are damaged, but I think they got backups for everything, so we should all be good to go. And I think we're getting upgrades again this weekend.
Oh, love.
And I think Red Bull's bringing upgrades. So if this upgrade kicks us on a little bit further this weekend, look forward to upgrades, guys.
Hey, this is it. Amon says pit crew deserve like a 7. Not gonna lie, I like those guys. I know they can do better.
I know they can do better, man.
A lot of people are saying that. Strategy 9, pit crew 7 says reincarnation. And I think that's everyone. So we've done everyone. Quick prediction: where are we finishing this weekend at the British Grand Prix? Jesus, let's go.
Well, it would have happened. Yeah, but they robbed us. FIA robbed us. Yeah, a double podium. So we're gonna get the podium.
We're getting that double podium, yeah.
Because what quite literally would have been the most straightforward double podium without the incident, and it would have been a win with the incident. So
yeah, absolutely. Where's Drea's comment saying interesting article about the new front wing update on the race? You should. I will
be reading that. Also, to reveal people, I'll be writing some content, guys.
Jeez,
some McLaren content. I'm gonna release it maybe every 2 weeks. So
nice.
I'll share the links, guys. Just a little thing for McLaren fans, just to read up on. You know what I mean?
Mate.
No, a little bit of my thoughts. So look out for that.
In the fields, love that. So they're predicting Oscar P1.
Beautiful.
I love that straight off the bat. Reincarnation 1-2 at Silverstone. Love that. Nada Piastri P2. Yeah. Lando Norris, is that P1? Is that a P1 I'm seeing? Is that something? Z saying I need a double podium. Yep.
Yeah, we need it. How have we not had a double podium this season?
I know.
Look how much podiums we've had, and they're not been at the same time.
That's crazy to me. Z says, pole 2. Whoa. Henry, what you doing to me? P1 and DNF. Oscar torpedoes Max.
What the hell is going on
British
here?
win.
What is this?
Max,
what is this?
McLaren disqualified in a few.
They're saying Oscar's a kamikaze pilot.
Wow. Hey, people want to know. Share the link, bro. Share the link.
No. When it's out, obviously I'll share the link on Twitter and stuff like that. I'm taking a break from the McLaren fan Twitter because I'm seeing the worst takes of all time.
Yo, I saw you get upset. I said,
these lot are idiots. These people are idiots.
You know, double podium is the least I expect. I need it. Look at us. Look at us talking, guys. Look how we're talking. Crash gate. Imagine scenes of mad emotions. Double DNF. Double podium. Sorry, with Oscar first.
Yeah,
yes, Steph.
Yeah,
that's what we like to see. No, we are not Renault. Ooh.
Yeah, Briatore's back there. I don't know what that man are cooking over there.
Man like Flav, yeah. Straight in though, man. Straight in there. But yeah, what do you reckon, Mahad? British Grand Prix.
I think we can win, but I just don't know who's going to win. And the thing is, Red Bull's bringing an upgrade. Their upgrades have not been impressive whatsoever. We're bringing another upgrade. Let's see where we're at. I think a 1-2's on the card.
1-2 is definitely on the
card. 1-3.
Listen, guys, Red Bull are good at Silverstone, aren't they? Like, the car is good and it will work there. But will there be a crash? You know, I've got flashes of Hamilton versus Verstappen at Silverstone. When Verstappen,
the whole Cox thing.
Yeah. When Verstappen had to, that's going to be saucy, people. It's going to be saucy. I think a double podium is what I will bite your hand off for right now, and a pole position for Lando Norris.
That would blow up the roof.
Oh my God,
Silverstone.
Yeah,
you'd hear that from Northampton. That shout.
Lando Norris will be P1 on in quali, and then it will be a double podium finish. I don't know which way, which order. I don't know how. I don't know if we'll win the race, but yeah, double podium and a pole position.
Yes.
All right. Until next week, people. Next Tuesday, we'll be discussing all things British Grand Prix. After this is the third. It will be the third race in the triple header week. It's been crazy. Imagine a triple header with a sprint race. Crazy stuff.
Crazy, man. So much racing. I need a break now, mate. Someone break. Hurry up.
There's so much sports as well. It's madness. Utter madness. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. As always, make sure you smash a like on the video and tell a McLaren fan to tell another one. All right? And we'll be back next week. Follow us at McLaren Fan TV on Twitter, also known as X, and on Instagram as well. Until next time, till next week. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.